sing the songs that they don't want people to know that they like in real life. You know, the guy would be like, dude, NSYNC is fucking gay. NSYNC is fucking gay, dude. And then at the bar, if NSYNC comes on, they're drunk, they become like a dancing queen. They're singing into their beer bottles. They're like, it's tearing up my heart when I'm with you. What the fuck? This dude just said this is gay, and now he's doing this. The one thing I hate about drinking is you're never going to go to a party in real life like the movies. And that upsets me. Parties and movies look so this court is so long. They look so fun. Everybody gets laid. There's unlimited amount of alcohol. They got a DJ. Everyone's having a good time. In real life, you pay $5 for a cup. The keg gets tapped in like 2 hours, and then you're just sitting there looking at all the ugly girls that you want to hook up with. It sucks. You guys want to hear my favorite party story? Anybody? Yeah. This happened junior year in high school. Me and my buddies thought it would be a good idea to have a kegger on 420. Yeah, for people who don't know, it's a national pot smoking day. Because we thought cops would be more worried about people smoking weed than drinking. We were so wrong. This is a scenery, I'll paint it out for you. We're at this park, right? So it's an abandoned football field. The grass hasn't even been cut in like 3 years. And then there's a creek right here. And then there's a little section over here, secluded by trees. And there's rocks where you can sit. And that's where we were posted up with the keg. So we were having a good time. Drinks were being drank. Pots were being smoked. Throughout the night, we would yell, "Oh shit, it's the cops!" just to get the freshmen and sophomores away from the party because we didn't like them. But then later on in the night, my one friend goes, "Oh shit, it's the cops!" And I look over, and the cops were really there. And this is why it was like a movie. It wasn't just one cop. There were canine cops, there was 3 dogs, and then people keep patrolling in. It was like we robbed a bank or something. So we start freaking out. And my one friend, this is like his birthday. He was a huge pothead. Like, this is more important than his day of birth. He was just getting so stoned. So the way to get out of here is you had to run up a hill, and there was 2 fences. One was a regular fence. The other one had barbed wire. So we were running, and then you hear, "Sick 'em, pooch!" And then they let a dog go, and my one friend was halfway up the fence. He got cut in the leg, and he started bleeding, and you hear, "What the fuck, pooch?" At the time, it wasn't funny, but thinking back at that was like the funniest slide ever. And then another friend was like, "Yo, someone get the keg tap!" Which should be like the least of our worries right now, but then again, like a $50 keg tap is worth like $100 for high school kids. So somebody went back and got it. So I was running up. Thank God I got the right fence. My other friend, not so lucky. He ended up going to the hospital that night. He had to get stitches in his hand. My other friend, he was so stoned anyway. Even if he got the barbed wire fence, he wouldn't even have felt it. So we went back to my friend's house, and my friend was sitting there. His leg was all bloody, and then my other friend was sitting there, and his hand was all bloody. And our one black friend that was with us didn't die, which was so ridiculous because in horror movies, black people always die first. Man, that was awesome though. That was one of my favorite stories. I had the worst 24 hours of my life the other day. I almost died during the day, and I almost got arrested at night. Yeah, you guys have no empathy. All right, cool. So I almost died during the day because I went to Wawa on free coffee day. Holy shit! That was the scariest place I've ever been. You go in there and there's just a bunch of coffee fiends. They're like scratching their necks and you was snorting sugar off the counter. It was like I was in Kensington with people trying to score some good H. I was petrified. But I was already in, man. I was already there, so I'm like, let me just get my cup of coffee and get out of here. So I go reach for the last cup of coffee. It was the last 20-ounce coffee. I swear to God, this old lady slaps my hand. She goes, I'm like, I didn't know if I was scared or if I was just confused because an old lady just hissed at me. So I didn't get my coffee and I ran out of there as quick as I could. But it sucks though, man. The scariest days in Delco are free coffee day at Wawa and free water ice at Rita's. Yeah, anybody would do anything here to save $1.69, I swear to God. I didn't get my coffee, so I'm not even going to try getting the water ice. So that night, I almost got arrested. I went through a DUI checkpoint. And this was my first DUI checkpoint, and I was petrified. Not because I've been drinking, or not because I'm under the influence of anything. It's because I have flat feet. And I have a state registered learning disability, so I'm horrible with letters and numbers. So, and I know one of the tests are that you have to do the alphabets from Z to A. If I'm sober, I can't do that. If I'm drunk, I can't do that. So I knew I was going to fail. So I start getting nervous, I start getting sweaty, and the cop was like, license and registration, sir? I'm like, okay. I went into my glove compartment, got my license and registration, gave it to him. He goes, we have a problem here, sir. I'm like, fuck, is my license like expired? He goes, you gave me a Regal gift card, and this isn't even your state registration. This is literally just a napkin. I'm like, fuck, I'm screwing up already. I was like, this isn't good. So then he goes, sir, pull over to the side. I'm gonna need you to step out of the vehicle. And I knew what was coming next, the field paternity test. Safe to say, I failed. I failed that, I couldn't do the letters, and then, so he gets a flashlight and he shines it to see if my pupils are dilated. They weren't. And then he goes, all right, sir, I'm gonna need you to do a breathalyzer. I'm like, okay. So he gets the breathalyzer, I go, and then the cop, I see from a distance, he's just like, son, get over here. I'm like, okay. And then he goes, you know what you blew? I'm like, I don't know. He's like, 0. I'm like, that's good, isn't it? Like, that's passing. He goes, yeah, but you failed every test. What the fuck is the matter with you? And I was like, well, I told him, I was like, sorry, I have flat feet and I have a learning disability. I'm sorry. And then he goes, all right, get in your car and get the hell out of here, or I'm going to arrest you later for something. I was like, I never got in my car and flew off as fast as I could in my life. Man. Anybody in here play Pokemon Go? Yeah, Pokemon Go had the same results for me as Tinder. I tried to catch them all. I ended up becoming lonely and not a master at all. But the one thing I did learn from Tinder is there is an enormous amount of white girls named Shelby that love to ride horses. Yeah, man, those apps were so horrible. I can't do those apps. I'm so horrible at all of them. Anybody in relationships here? Anybody? Oh, you look happy, that's good. How long have you guys, who clapped? I couldn't really see you. Not, you? How long have you been together? A year. Fuck you. You want to know my dating lifestyle? A girl, what the fuck was that? A girl texted me recently, late at night, she goes, hey Chris, come over, nobody's home. All right, cool. So I drive over. Literally nobody's home. She wasn't even there. God, it was horrible. The last time I had sex was with my ex-girlfriend. It was like a year ago. She was on her period. And I didn't even know until I was done. And when I was done, my dick looked like it was held captive by ISIS. It was just a bloody massacre. Man, sorry to put that picture into your eyes, but if I had to go through it, you have to go through it. That was my ex-girlfriend, man. She was crazy, but not in a good way. But I was so into it, man, I didn't see the signs, and they were so visible. But I was just so caught up in getting laid and being fucking miserable, I just thought that's how relationships were. So I just went along with it. But I knew I should have seen the signs, man. The one signs, she had crazy eyes 24/7. 24/7. Like she would just be like, it's like, what the fuck is the matter with you? Another thing, she ate cereal plain with no milk. And it had to be a cup. It had to be a cup of dry cereal. God forbid I went 3 Cheerios over, her whole fucking day would be ruined. Another thing she did was she chugged water. Like, she couldn't just drink normally. It was just so weird. I'd be like, hey babe, you want a drink? She's like, yeah, can I get some water? I'm like, okay, I get her a glass. She goes, And she's done in 2 seconds. I'm like, I have a Brita filter, it's unlimited. You don't enjoy it, it's fresh. You don't have to just chug it. It's all right. God, another thing, our sleeping patterns were just not at it at all. She liked to go to bed at 8 and wake up at 6 in the morning. I'd go to bed at 6 in the morning and sleep till like 3 p.m. It just wasn't working. I had to switch my schedule for her. I was miserable. But my breaking point, though, this is when I knew that it was over. Last summer, she went on vacation with my family. And my brother and his fiance and us two, we thought it'd be fun to play a little mini putt. A little double date, you know? We thought it'd be fun. So we're playing mini putt, we're having a good time. And then you just saw, like it was like a swish, and she just became fucking nuts. Out of nowhere. So we're playing, I swear to God, this was her. She threw the fucking putt! And there was families and shit around. You should have seen them. My brother and his fiance, I looked over, they're like... Little kid was hiding behind his mom. He's like, what is that, mommy? And I was like, babe, what the fuck was that? And then she goes, I'm just not good at this game. I'm like, it's mini putt. Who cares? If you win, you don't win anything. You just play to have a good time. Man, I had to get rid of her. But then, that was like the smartest thing I ever did. But now I just had like weird single stuff happen to me that shouldn't be happening. Like a couple weeks ago, my ex-girlfriend friend requested me on Facebook. Not her, not Cuckoo's Nest, it was a different girl. And I was like, all right, cool. You know, maybe she's been thinking about me and she wants to get back together. So I made her wait it out. I played it smooth. I waited 24 hours to accept her friend request. Yeah, I know. So I did, right? And then right when I logged on Facebook, 2 life events right away came up, and they were from her. So I'm like, okay, number 1, move to South Carolina. Fuck. Number 2, in a relationship with a guy named Chubb. Chubb. He didn't even have a last name on Facebook. It was C-H-U-B-B. So I deleted her right away, show her who was boss. I'm not playing those games. Oh my God. Another thing that happened was I went to Punta Cana earlier this summer. It was my first time being outside of America. And I thought it was an all-inclusive trip. I thought it was going to be nothing but booze and sex for 7 days straight. I was so wrong. A lot of girls over there, they don't speak English. And even if they do, it's not good. But I realized girls over there, they love Americans that try to know how to speak Spanish, so they put in a little effort. I took 2 classes. I know the little quippets that I have to say. So I thought I was killing it. You thought Tinder was impossible here? Over there was horrible. So I would be talking to the girls at the bar, and they'd be laughing. They'd be like, they'd be pointing at me. They're like, pequeño, pequeño. I'm like, yeah. So I thought I was killing it until I got back to the room and I downloaded a Spanish translator. I was not killing it. They kept saying pequeño, and that means small. And they kept pointing at me and laughing. So like, pequeño, pequeño. So I guess they're saying I had a small dick. I don't know. But getting back into the dating has been really horrible too. I've been on the worst 2 dates. My last 2. The one, I met this girl online, and she had cerebral palsy, which I didn't know until the day that I went on a date with her. So, you know, we were talking, everything was good, we had good conversation, she had cute pictures, so I took her out. And when I took her out, she was tiny, and she walked with a limp like this. And, listen, I'm not one to judge, I'm not nothing to look at, okay? But that could have been something you could have told me before we went out, so I wasn't just thrown into it. That's like if I had like one butt cheek, and I hid that from you until the day of. Another date, it wasn't really a date, I was hanging out with this girl, but the day before I was constipated. So I took laxatives, because I had to get it out of my system. I thought, get it out now so I have fun the next day. I didn't poop that day, which is normal. I have IBS, so like my bowels are weird anyway. So I was hanging out with this girl, we were flirting, and somehow it ended up in a tickle fight. So we're like, we look like 2 stupid T-Rexes. We're like, other, and I don't know why, she hit a part of my stomach, and I shit myself. Literally had the shits and giggles. It was horrible, man. It's so hard dating. And then being single isn't, you know, that sucks too. Because you always have to answer to your family members. You know, Halloween's coming up soon, so like the only way a haunted house could be scary if it was filled with my relatives asking why I'm still single. It sucks. Every party's so. Anybody new in your life? No. My brother's getting married next month. My parents come up to me every 2 seconds. You got a date for the big day? No. And it's so hard dating, getting laid. You know what pisses me off nowadays? Seeing all these stories with these teachers having sex with their students. They're in like 4th and 5th grade, they have smoking hot teachers. Listen, I'm not mad at the teachers. I'm not mad at the students. I'm just mad because where the fuck were those teachers when I was younger? When I was in Catholic school in 6th grade, I had Sister Peter. She kicked her nose, she had a hairy mole on her chin. She was the least seductive thing I've ever seen in my life. If anything, my dick was in more. It looked like an Audi belly button. Man, but yeah, being single is so bad. You have to answer to everybody. It sucks being single and, you know, trying to find somebody like that. So I was talking to my mom the other day, and she was asking me about dates and stuff like that, and I was just getting aggravated. So I was just like, Mom, please, get out of my personal space. I just had enough. And then she looked at me and she goes, well, you came out of my personal space, so fuck you, Chris, sorry for caring. And she walked away. And I was like, oh no. But yeah, it sucks being single, man. It's kind of like the total eclipse of the heart, as gay as that sounds, you know? Every girl that I break up with, it's like, I don't know, kind of like thunder hit my heart, if that makes sense. But, what the